Alright, hello everybody! How's everyone doing today? Um, just to... Hey, Aka. Something something, date 69 something something. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way. Let's see how this goes. I'm excited to play this. We're playing Hand of Fate 2 today, recommended by the... yeah, it's June... Oh, so for those of you who are in America, June 9th would be 6/9/22. For those of you who aren't, it would be 9/6/22. So for... yeah. Well, it's 62 in my apartment, so... yes. 90... Well, the way I see it is 96 is more of just like... we're kind of just doing our own thing. I've actually slept like that before, where we're just like back to back. Like, don't want to cuddle, but like we still want the contact, so we just like back to back. I mean, who doesn't always want cuddles? Alright, let's get this started. He's not here yet. Well, this is pretty.
Your memories are fading even now, gone to form the soul of the game we play. These pieces are new, as are the stakes. Life, death, and vengeance. We must ride, for time is short, and you have much to learn. Make your first choice.
I thought I turned subtitles on. Where be the subtitles? Alright, and then let me alt-tab real quick. And I will... Oh, you little fucking asshole. So I can't move my mouse outside the window, and for whatever reason it decided... Whoa. Oh, you are a fucking cock whore, you little son of a bitch. So it keeps dragging my mouse back to the window. Like it keeps taking focus, so my mouse keeps jumping back to the window and I can't move out. Alright, well I'm going to put that in a minus column for this game.
And let us set these
Alright, can you hear... how's that
more.
for volume, Aka? Okay.
These cards represent your history and our game. We know where they end, for you are here. Therefore, these cards must guide you to my side. Let us see what the journey holds. The fool steps into nothingness, because they know no better. In the same way, you must step into the void. You are a blank slate, and together we will write your history.
I mean, that's kind of how time works. Hey, Midna. You stumbled many miles through this forest in search of the thieves who robbed you. Though exhausted and hungry, you are determined to reclaim your father's amulet. You finally catch sight of the thieves hacking at a large tree and arguing amongst themselves.
Every element of the game has been improved, even those that seem at first glance familiar.
Creeping
Do
forward,
not
you
worry.
overhear...
You will soon understand the nuances.
Bitch, I am reading here! Creeping forward, you overhear the leader spouting orders.
It's simple, he says. Idiots walking down the road, you push over the tree and jump out. They'll be too scared to put up a fight, and we'll get rich.
Why don't we just jump out and stab him?
One retorts. Another figure chimes in. Yeah, cops don't pop up a fight either. Frustration rises in the leader's voice.
The Empire doesn't care if a few farmers lose some sprouts, but drop a corpse on the royal road and the place will be filled with soldiers before you've even spent the coin. We don't need that trouble. Now quiet, here they come.
You soon spot a group of farmers coming around the corner, bringing their wares to market. The thieves fell the tree into the path of the unsuspecting farmers and leap out, weapons brandished.
Give us all your food!
So I can leap to the farmer's defense, offer to help the farmers, warning them it won't come for free, or I can help the thieves with their extortion. Haha! So I can hit X and cause you guys to vote. I think you just type in chat, yeah, it did work, because now it says 100% for option 1, which is the one I'm going to do, but just playing with this, see how this works. Hey, anything that offers more interaction with my chat, I'm all for, which is why I really like doing Mischief Maker on Saturday for 7 Days to Die. Alright, we're going to leap to the farmer's defense. You draw your weapon with practiced skill. Well, you hear the leader's voice. You lads handle this. I'll meet you when you're done. Thug. Violence for the sake of violence and theft for the sake of money. These attack frequently and can evade standard attacks, making heavy weapons less effective. Oh, okay. Weapon ability, attack, defend, struggle, bash, evade, camera, move. Alright, seems simple enough. What the hell just happened there? Oh, that was... I thought that was... Okay, I gotta learn how to defend. There we go. I'm learning. The farmers fumble in their haversacks in gratitude. Thank you, adventurer. I'm sure that after they took our food, they would have taken our lives as well. You fall on the food with a sigh, shoveling bread in your mouth to quell your hunger. Your satisfaction lasts only a moment before you realize your father's amulet is not among the takings. The leader must still have it. You set to your feet, determined to find him. Okay. Interesting enough. While enjoying a moment beside the fire, you spy a strange figure approaching your camp. It's a goblin. In what must pass for goblin finery. From beneath a filthy fox pelt serving as an ill-fitting wig, the goblin winks at you with wild eyes. I think you guys actually might be ahead of me. Or no, it looks like it's right. I don't know. You guys, I think you guys are voting before I have a chance to even vote. Or get to the choice.
Aha! I've been roaming for hours trying to find you. We must get this over with quickly, if I have any hope of getting to all of the people on my list before sunrise.
It lowers a sack from his shoulder.
Now! From within my sack, I can conjure whatever your heart desires.
The goblin's voice trails off as he examines his sack.
Well, I could, if there was a blooming great big hole in it!
His head disappears entirely into the bag with his bulbous nose protrudes from the breach.
A new plan, then!
The goblin pulls out his last trinkets. Well, I think I have a sword and I have a shield, so let's grab the axe, right? Oh, it'll give me some info. Ooh, I do like the nice...
A simple defense. You can do better given time.
A wise choice! Now I must go! There are many others I must visit before I can rest.
The goblin runs off into the night, his fox wig flapping in the evening breeze. All right.
This card has a token. Can you find it?
Okay. What the hell does that mean? Your journey through a forest is interrupted by an inquisitive child.
Are you searching for the forest folk? My uncle says that they used to walk these woods giving out gifts. I want to find one and ask for a lemon cake.
As they dash off to peer under a nearby log, the child shouts back.
Remember, if you meet the forest folk, give me a lemon cake.
Got it. Thanks, Akka, for the all caps. In the other direction, an eerie song hangs in the air. You attempt to find its origin. You follow the song through thicket and stream until you find an open glade bathed in golden sunlight. You find an aged maiden, her posture bent like the boughs of a forest.
It has been 12 winters since I had a visitor.
Her voice is a whisper, yet it thunders in your ears.
You may visit me when you are in need, adventurer.
This is yours now. Even if you lose the challenge, you have earned this token.
Cool. I did absolutely nothing.
Nothing could be more fitting now than meeting the mage who started this all. Or at least, started it all for you.
That's fair. A trail of fallen trees and distraught farmers leads you to the thieves who had stolen your amulet. It seems their infighting has only gotten worse. The bandits surround their former leader, weapons drawn. Everyone will get their fair share. There's no need for violence, the leader implores. Who ever heard of a thief talk about fair shares? Spits one. You turn up and boss us around? We've barely stabbed anyone. It's been days since I've stabbed someone. Days! The leader notices you approach and waves you over. As much as I'd love to continue this discussion regarding stabbings, I'm afraid I have urgent business with my associate here. As he greets you, he whispers, "Keep me alive and there'll be plenty of gold for your trouble." There we go. What do y'all think? Yeah, I'm kind of in agreements. Let's tell him to fuck off. He holds up a finger. First rule of negotiation: never let them know what you want. Kill my associates, and I will gladly return your amulet. Ever reliable, the thieves draw their blades to mug you. The leader hurries away to hide.
Give up your stuff, or we'll stab you up,
Growls one of them. You consider your options. so I can fight. I mean, you can tell me whatever you want to do, and who knows, maybe I'll let chat decide what I want to do. But you guys seem to be kind of aligning with what I'm going with here, so... You draw your weapon and prepare to deal with the miscreants. Tip, perform a quick riposte by attacking immediately after defending an enemy attack. Alright, cool. It's alright. I'm watching you guys. I got you. But y'all seem to be on board with me. I want to know what's in the upper right corner, though. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I forgot Y is the button I want to press. Oh, you bitch. So this is a little bit like Assassin's Creed, then. Oh, I saw a right trigger pop up there, but I don't know what... Oh, that was a special attack. Oh, you bitch. Alright, you're done. Oh, left trigger. Ooh, he's not gonna feel good. Oh. I really need to get better at the controls. Ah. Could have done better. But hey, this is the first one. With the battle resolved, the thief leader nods in approval at the carnage before him. He holds out a hand. The name is Malacalypse. I'm gonna call him Malachite. Bard extraordinaire. His smile fades under your withering glare. Sensing your anger, he raises his hands in surrender. Wait! Let's not be hasty. We're on the same side here. I'm an upstanding citizen, just like you. I've been working with the thieves, yes, but only for the greater good. No, really, they were killing people before I came along. I know it seems bad, but look. He pulls out an amulet from his pocket and presses it into your hands. All is forgiven, yes? You stare at the amulet. It does not look familiar. Oh? Malachite says, scratching his head. He opens a small satchel. So which one is yours? Oh, that's neat. So I can do a lion, a pharaoh, an ox, or a raven. I genuinely don't know if there's any difference between these, so I'm just going to go with lion, because lion sounds cool. The lion amulet. That suits you. Very similar facial structure. Say, you know what? I'm lonely. You're lonely. We should work together. You have befriended Malachite the Trickster. We probably should get to know one another, seeing as we're going to be friends or for life. Tell me, where are you from? Look at the triceps on this dude. Damn. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. Oh, bald is beautiful. I can still choose the amulet. Okay, well then what was the point of choosing before? Oh, color scheme? Sure. Right? Like... I kind of hope that, like, if I end up get caught in a fire of some sort, like, this is the guy that shows up, like, here, let me get you out of there, and pulls, like, the freaking 6x6 beam that's crushing you. He just tosses it like it's nothing, throws you over your shoulder, and just runs out of the building. You're just like, oh my god. A little turned on right now. Yes.
From the Eastern Belt, eh? You don't say. Good source from the Eastern Belt, very trusting. Oh, by the way, I mean we, friend, owe money to Vignus of the Thieves Guild. He's quite angry at us. Don't you mean you? We should journey to Maya Bridge together to appease him. Some gold might help. Although, come to think of it, I'm rather busy. Malachite's eyes a pretty traitor hiking up the road. So, it'd be best if you get the gold and I meet you there.
Smaller pieces of our fates shattered into fragments. Collect enough, and your reward will come in time.
You enter a competition of strength at a fair. A gold prize is available to the winner. In the first round of the competition, your opponent is the diminutive Roland, a halfling from a traveling troupe of acrobats.
These dice are another small game embedded in our game.
Ha ha! I'm at average. Roland's no match for your strength. He gives a disappointed backflip off. Well, I mean, if you saw the arms on my dude, I could imagine that I just fucking. He gives a disappointed backflip off the table and collects his meager winnings, then cartwheels out the door. I mean, bro knows how to make an exit. You take your reward from the purser on the way out of the tavern. When you return, you will compete in the next round for a larger prize.
The roads have become even more deadly since the Empire has come to power, despite their promises of the opposite.
Hey, bald is beautiful, I'm just saying. The road ahead is blocked by an overhauled carriage and a woman calling for help.
Please help, she cries. I've been robbed by a band of thugs. Is there anything you can do?
I mean, I think I know what you two are gonna vote for, but I'd just like to see it on the screen. Woo! Choose which dice to reroll. Well, I would like to reroll all 3 of those. Woo!
Victory, you are learning.
Am I learning? I'm just rerolling dice.
Thank you,
The woman says as you help her from the carriage.
please accept this as a token of my gratitude.
You thank the woman and continue on your way.
Water is a symbol for the many thoughts that churn beneath the surface. What is it you're thinking of?
Burger.
What concern is worrying at your mind?
Getting a burger.
Let it fall into the waters beneath.
No, it's my burger. When crossing a stone bridge, you suddenly find yourself confronted by a villainous band. You could stand and fight the fiends, or throw yourself to the mercy of the river below. That's a good question. I don't think leaping into the river is what I'd go for. I feel like standing and fighting is, but last time I got fucked up a little bit. Blood for the blood god. I mean, hey, Topaz. Go ahead and cast your vote. It seems like everyone wants me to offer blood for the blood god. Alright, let's do it. You ready your weapon. Oh, by the way, Topaz, Akka wants to kill you with cuddles. Guard. The first line of defense against any who would question the Empire. Empire enemies wear armor that reduces damage by 3, rendering light weapons less effective. I would argue death by snoo is the most effective. Ah, I keep pressing fucking right trigger instead of Y. Getting the hang of this. Oh, he just fell right off the bridge. Hey, buddy. Oh, I didn't get the right trigger. I know, like, so I've got like a nice leather recliner that I'm sitting in. Well, it's not a recliner, it's just a leather chair. But I would not mind having like just a companion of some sort, like sitting on the ottoman and like just cuddling with me. Having spilled your enemy's blood, you search the bodies for anything useful. I mean, the health potion came in handy.
Celebrations in aid of what? You see how quickly the actions of the usurper are turned into tales for children.
Alright. Nearing the sleepy hamlet of Dulwich, you find the villagers in the midst of some kind of celebration. Much of the activity concerns a large paper and wood statue depicting a fearsome warrior looming triumphantly over a prone lizard man. So I can follow the parade, ask a local about what is going on, or I can carry on my way. So, like I said, I want to know what the top right is for. Ooh, we got our first split vote. I think I'm gonna ask the local about what's going on. A friendly stable hand explains, "In bygone age, our town was beset by half men, half lizards. There was no food, no respite, and very little hope. Salvation came in the form of a nameless warrior who hunted the beast for little more than a handful of coins and a crust of bread." He smiles warmly at the festivities. "We honor the warrior like this. The statue is filled with food and gold, and we take turns smashing it to bits with a club. You're welcome to join us, and you may keep whatever falls out." This sounds like a great piñata. The parade and statue are winding their way into the town and almost out of sight. Let's follow the parade, right? But I'll let you guys vote, because I have a feeling you guys are all going to vote for the parade. Yeah, let's... The parade ends in town square. You can watch as the villagers take turns smashing the statue with a club and gather the food and gold that spills out. A local notices your interest and asks if you would like a turn. So my guess is that if I join in, I'm going to have a higher dice roll compared to if I just watch a local go first. But since I don't say anything about dice roll, I'm thinking, I'm along the lines with you, chat. I'm thinking about just joining in. Oh god, this is the first time I actually didn't pay attention. Oh, I got the failure. No! You wield the club with all your strength, however the blindfold affects your balance and you bring the weapon down on your own foot. Now we're gonna hurt. Alright. Lol. Engulfed in shame, you leave the town to their celebrations and hope no tales are told of this day.
Here we come to the end of the beginning, running errands for mages. This will become a theme, I dare say.
You arrive at Meyerbridge as the sun begins to dip below the horizon. You find Malachite pursuing a selection of cheeses by the market. "Ah, it isn't my good friend the adventurer. Did you bring the gold? Vignes has arranged to meet at the graveyard." So I think we just go to the graveyard because we've already explored everything. So let's just go ahead and do that. You wonder whether the spot was chosen for seclusion or for easy body disposal. Vignes meets Malachite with a sly grin. "Looks like you turned up after all, and with a lackey in tow. We had our doubts, you know. Vignis cracks his knuckles and giggles. Well now, Malachite, convince me. What's to stop me cutting off your head today? You reveal your gold as Malachite scrounges in his pockets for some too. The heavy satchel of riches lands at Vignis's feet with a thud that echoes through the silence of the cemetery. That's our deal, done, Malachite says, worry obvious in his voice. No need for any further troubles. I'm sorry, Mal, Vignis grins. You should have known the guild was never going to let you pay with cash stolen from our members in the first place. What are you sorry for, Akka? Vignis the Crazed, treacherous and greedy, a dangerous combination. Anarchists throw flame bombs that cause fire damage. Your armor is no use to you here. Oh, good to fucking know. Oh god, this is not good. Oh, dodge! How the fuck do I get away from that? What the fuck? Alright, there we go. Oh, he had 2 attacks. That's not cool. Go! How do I dodge? Ah, there we go. That helps. Thank you for finally giving me the friggin'... Oh. Ooh, that was sexy. No, I don't need health. I just need to survive this one encounter, and I should be good to go, I hope. Malachite scratches his chin thoughtfully. It seems you could do with someone savvy to help you navigate these tricky matters of diplomacy. Like maybe killing everyone wasn't the best idea? Come, let us discuss our partnership over an ale or two. Yeah, but bro, you're buying.
Well done. You have cleared the first challenge, and now we can move on to the next.
Cool, I don't know what any of this means.
Welcome to my challenges. Together, we will traverse 22 paths of wisdom and despair in the hope of awakening. Nothing here is coincidence. The answer to every question is in the cards if you but look. All mages are my children. This one, however, I would rather disown.
Got it, so... Oh, I get it. So I can add these encounters. Oh, okay. Alright.
casual call to heroism. How many adventures start thus? For 100 years I have thought about nothing but the game. I was defeated. It is true. I became complacent long before then. I thought I knew everything about the game and what it could be. Now you see before you the extent of my research. I have crafted this game anew.
Your conversation with the fur trader is interrupted as Malachite arrives in a flurry. The whispers speak of a trouble at the edge of the Empire. The town of West Wend is suffering... Oh, sorry. No, that's right. The town of West Wend is suffering against the Blight. What do you want to know? That's a good question. I mean, I feel like we're just going to do all of this, so... But if I only can do one, which one do I ask? All of them? Okay. A small garrison is meant to be protecting the town, but apparently they're all either dead, missing, or drunk. I've traveled too far to escape the oppression of the Empire. West Wend gives me my freedom. I intend to return the favor. West Wend sits on the outer edge of the Empire, while the Empire focuses on the capital. Its noble merchants, those of the fringes, are neglected. You return to the markets and ask if any traders headed to West Wend might need an escort. There are 3 options: a stonemason, a food wagon, or a weaponsmith. Well, that's a good one. Who do we want to escort? Do we want a new weapon? Do we want food in case we get beat up? I don't know what a stonemason would be good for. Aka's throwing in the stonemason. All right, let's do weaponsmith. You arrange an uncomfortable... Thank you, Charlie. You arrange an uncomfortable ride jammed in among the many tools of a weaponsmith headed far west. Yes, I would. You arrive at the town of West Wend. To defend the town, you'll need to locate as many Empire soldiers as you can before the Blight invades. I mean, we're going to take a moment. Charlie just wanted to announce that he has 69,420 adventure points. So, kudos to Charlie for arriving at the best possible number he could.
The Empire reaches too far. The North has gone from a loose collection of tribes to something to truly fear.
You find some Imperial soldiers strung up by Northerners. We can fight to free them, we can pay to free them, or we can just leave. And I have a feeling we're all going to offer blood for the Blood God today. I think this is our fate. Alright. You ready your weapon. One-handed weapons are recommended against Northerners. You can change equipment in the inventory.
Let us see if the mage can help you here.
Malachite, a magician, a jester, and a vagabond. When activated, Malachite casts a protective spell on you that can block a single hit. Oh well.
If nothing else, I'll get a song out of this.
It's okay, Charlie. We're just gonna use revisionist history. Bastion of Purification. Oh, what'd you figure out, Akka? Why can't I change? You select something, then something happens after a certain amount of moves. Yeah, but last time I didn't, it didn't get to the end, it just reset. With the Northers dead, you free the soldiers. You gain 2 recruits.
In my day, thieves kept their distance. None would pickpocket a mage for fear of failure, or worse, success.
The Market Bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the lands call out to passerby to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from a fountain. You feel something tug on the inside of your tunic. Turning quickly, you discover a pickpocket making off with some of your belongings. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd. Oh gosh. The tangled maze of people proves too much for you and the thief makes their escape.
Your supplies are running low. Make your choices carefully.
Topaz is probably aghast right now. Probably Charlie too, because they know me as being normally fairly lucky. So for me to like fail is probably like, what the hell is going on with Ty? You arrive at the city markets to meet with Malachite's associate. You find him sitting on a blanket by the sewer gates. You can't tell whether he's a goblin, a human, or an inanimate pile of greasy rags. A few wilted daisies and duckweed tied with rope are flopped on the ground around him. Merc! Malachite calls to the creature, arms outstretched. I have a favor to ask of you, my handsome friend. Oh shit, I didn't read the other part of it. Well, I don't have enough gold, so not much of a choice there. The goblin man looks affronted. Malachite places a consoling hand on him. Don't be mad. He doesn't know about how our kind work. Merc crosses his arm and turns his back to you. Malachite makes soothing noises. Look here, Merc. We'll be back before you know it with the gold, okay?
Your companion has his own story to tell. We must wonder if this is a tale of a hero or a villain.
You arrive at the city markets to meet with Malachite's associate. You find him sitting on a blanket by the sewer gates. You can't tell whether... we already did this.
Commerce thrives in even the most unusual of locations.
The shopkeeper nods to you as you enter. Adventurer, how's the world out there? Oh, god damn it. That's not what I wanted to do. And that's also not what I wanted to do. God damn it. Ah, fuck.
Here we begin to see one of the small ways I've changed the game. Each challenge differs both in their rules and their objectives. Even those cards which were once the stairs now vary per challenge, as you will see.
The West Wind Tower bells chimes feverishly. The town crier bellows. There's corrupted inside the town!
They broke through the sewers and into the loose lane. Our brave soldiers have gone down to sort it out. You've arrived to find Westwend's few remaining soldiers huddled at the entrance to its poorest area, Louse Lane. We cannot let the corrupted spread. For the good of the town, we must dispose of anyone who has been tainted, even a little. So I guess we're just going to keep going, because I don't think we can do anything to explore here. We've already explored everything. You joining the fight against the corrupted. Inflicted. The first touches of corruption bring forth the darkest elements of their victims. Infected enemies are feeble, causing them to become knocked down when health is low. Use a finisher before they recover. Ooh, that was sexy. Just start dancing with that axe after a while. Well, I have no food and no gold, so I could use a little bit of something here. With the corrupted threat removed, you've ensured that these soldiers survive to aid the town's defense. The soldiers help you scavenge what you can from the remains of the poor souls taken by the corruption.
Like a compass, it indicates the truth of all directions.
Yay, I got food. Ah, okay. Now which way do I go?
They got themselves into this mess. I don't see why you should get them out.
You find some Imperial soldiers strung up by the Northerners. Let's fight to free them. Because let's face it, we're not gonna just leave them there, right? Chat, you with me on this? Raider, from the frozen darkness of the far north they come. Northerners can perform combo attacks. You use riposte with single-handed weapons to deal extra damage immediately after you defend. I thought I hit Y, I did not. How do I dodge that? Okay, not one of my better performances, but you know what? We're just gonna pretend that I did exactly what I was supposed to do. So I have to dodge those, right? Yeah. Humble Spirit. Plus 15 max life. Well, no platinum cards are equipped. I don't have any, so that works. And it's a permanent blessing. Any number of blessings can be equipped at one time. Sweet. Oh. While the Northerners are dead, you free the soldiers.
They place themselves in these dire positions, and then expect a hero to come rescue them when things become too much.
While patrolling the outskirts of Westwind, you hear the clash of steel and the unmistakable groan of corrupted. Your investigation leads you to a distressed nobleman, perched on the roof of his carriage. Thank the gods! I was heading to the tea with the Duke Gilbert when we were ambushed. My footman left me here to fight them off, but the brawl has now dispersed into the forest. The noble peers fearfully at the tree line. If you stay here and protect me, I can pay.
Chad, I'm gonna need your help on this one because I'm not quite sure what I want to do. I feel like I want to accept the offer, but I kind of want to go after the soldiers too. Because if the whole point is recruiting soldiers, then that's kind of what I go after. I'm not sure what else I could use gold for at this point either. But it's 20 gold. I am split 50-50. I need a tiebreaker here.
I am right here, and we have things to do.
Well, you can fuck right off, because I am trying to find out what chat wants me to do. So you can just hold your fucking horses. Yeah, besides, you already lost. Yes, we need a tiebreaker. Alright. I really don't know what to do here. Charlie, you're not. That doesn't help. There is no C option. And that's kind of why I'm leaning toward go after the soldiers. You rush into the forest and quickly encountered a squad of Empire soldiers battling the corrupted. Oh cool, I get Malachi for this. Maybe I can have him not let me die. Cause I'm a hurtin' for a squirt. Cardinal Blade. Prepare for violence in every major direction. Haha, I like it. Oh, I have to actually do that. Don't really need either of these, so...
A shield in more ways than one.
Yes, it is. I'm kind of enjoying this. Although the corrupted have been vanquished, no Empire soldiers remain. You return to the road and find only the wreckage of the noble's carriage. You head back to Westwind. Oh man, that's some titties. General store? Hell yeah. I have no money, but I can sell equipment. Let's buy some heals. Well, let's just see if there's anything else I could buy. Not really. I don't need to buy food. I got 7 now. I think we can leave.
Now your chance presents itself. At last, stand in the defense of the peasantry. What noble traits you display already.
What is option C? Oh, 20 gold? Neat. We're gonna search for more recruits, though.
Life itself in exchange for life.
As you hike through the mountains one fine day, you come across an injured traveler. Though he is clearly deeply wounded and barely moving, you sense something disturbing about the cloaked figure and approach with caution.
You, mortal, come here.
The creature commands, his voice rasping.
I need sustenance to heal myself, and you will provide it.
You draw your weapon, the beast weakly raises its arm to defend itself.
Spare me, and I will make it worth your while.
I mean, I'm thinking we ask Cow first. Right? Yeah, let's ask Cow first.
3 days ago, I happened to feast upon one of your kind, a holy man of some nature, I believe, who could no doubt cure you of your wounds. Grant me a pittance of your blood to restore my strength, and I shall bring him to you. We of the lice never break our word.
So now, what do we do? Yeah, I'm not feeling super confident about this, but I want to go with it. As you lower your blade, he suddenly lunges at you. The creature continues to draw blood from your arm. Oh, now what do we do? Gosh, if this is the way I die, like, not too thrilled about it. But I feel like it's... I mean, it's the first time I've encountered one of his kind, so I don't know if I really have any reason to not believe him. But I'm imagining if I wait, I lose a... that's what I'm hoping for, is high risk, high reward. I'm gonna wait. The creature continues to draw blood from your arm. I'm gonna go for a third. I mean, we've already gone this far. I think we're committed to it at this point. I don't think there's any reason. Like, I can give him 30%. Alright, I think we did 5 rounds of that, so I've given him like 90 health. I mean, I've kind of in the same realm, but I'm wondering like if we had to give him like so much life in order to satisfy the requirement. Because just to continuously wait. Like, at this point, I give him another 5 health. It's whatever. Like, I'm just trying to think of, like, how many hits can I deal with from other enemies and other encounters coming up? Like, that's where my mind is at. I get 10 health back just from going to the other 2 cards that are there. I think now's... let's see. Now's a good time to see what you guys are thinking. I'm thinking now we can let him get off. Because if he fights me now, I'm going to be pissed.
takes a moment to regain his composure. You will not regret this. I would have recovered my full strength in time, I've no doubt, but I admit you have been a boon to me this night. He gestures at the darkness, saying, The humans who dared to think they could best me in combat lie fallen in a clearing to the south. Their ambition was as foolish as their deaths were quick, but perhaps they had something that would be of use to you. The shadow seems to gather about his person until nothing remains. The dealer adds an encounter to the deck. You set out with a flaming torch and soon arrive at the scene of a slaughter. A dozen armed men have been recently butchered here. Among the remains you find no decent equipment, just the tools of farmers and provincial soldiers. As you leave the carnage, you step up on a blade, hidden in the shadows of the grass.
To the victor go the spoils. Do not wield a weapon you do not wish to see turned against you one day.
I'm gonna... Cool. Well, that works. And now I have, like, no health.
Let us learn what sort you are. Strong? Clever? Wise? The circumstances under which you come here put the lie to that.
You enter a competition of strength at a fair. A gold prize is available to the winner. In the second round of the competition, you sit opposite the aged frame of Huntley Toothless. He boasts about once being a silencer for the Thieves Guild. Come on, Lady Luck! I have a 66% chance of making it. Oh, titties.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
The haggard ex-hitman appears to know some type of hand grip that numbs your muscles. You are defeated. After being knocked out in the second round, you receive only a small prize. You take the lesser reward for losing in the competition of strength. When you return, a new contest will begin.
In your life, you will have wandered endless intersections, yet this one sticks with you. Why?
You
What is
arrive
it
at it.
in your memory
God damn it, I'm
that
trying to
catches
read.
here?
You done? You done, son? Alright. You arrive at a signpost detailing the possible path, north and south. Malachite sniffs the air. My magical senses are pulling me toward the north. It smells like someone is baking cinnamon pie somewhere up ahead. Methinks you are incorrect.
Another chance to redeem yourself. Let's see how you handle it this time.
Alright, atop West Wind Town Hall is a large bell tower. It used to signal the day's end for the workers in the mines and surrounding fields, but now it will summon West Wind's defenders. Do you wish to summon the soldiers you have recruited? As night cloaks West Wind, you can sense the corruption rising from the shadows all around you. You survey any soldiers you've managed to recruit. You have gathered a large group of soldiers to defend the town. Here's hoping you won't need any more. You must survive till morning when Imperial reinforcements will arrive. Let's give a rousing speech. Oh, Jesus. Chat. Let you guys vote while I have a card in my head already. So I'm going to pour myself a drink while you guys vote. The ladies are in accord. It's number 3. So my thought was 2. Hey. Nicely done, ladies. Your rousing speech imbues the soldier with confidence and zeal. May the gods bless you, hero! Shouts a farmer listening by the stables. He is quickly bundled back into the inn for safety. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, this is gonna be a mess. Terror of Westwind. As the final vestiges of humanity are erased, the terror awakes. Use Bash to break the terror's corrupted armor and defeat it with a finisher before it regenerates.
With all these soldiers, you don't think you could have let
Oh, he done, son. Up. Up. I think. Hey. Dodge, damn it. Dang it. Ooh. Do I have? I don't know how to. This is. Damn it! Malachite, give me shields, buddy! Give me my shield. I have 1 hit point left. Woo! Oh.
A mighty creature of chaos felled by your power. Does it satisfy you?
So.
This bloodshed. Knowing those you destroy were once simple peasants.
Close
going
shave.
about their
Won a
day.
combat with less than 10 health remaining. Yeah, I fucking won with 1 health remaining. Watch, I get some sort of bad card and I just die right here. Once the corrupted behemoth falls, the rest of the minions flee, their spirits broken. The soldiers erupt in cheers, praising your valor. You can rest until morning, ready to greet the reinforcements with a town already saved.
The magician returns to the deck, but now we only begin our stories of fate, folly, and magic. Do not think I'm satisfied with this, but at least we have a place to begin. Now you have learned the simplest of ways to build your deck. Each challenge will provide its own unique trials. Here are some more tools to keep you in good stead.
So the correct answer was yes. I went as far as I needed to go with that,
As you play, you will find more options open to you. Should you find yourself blocked or overly challenged, take the time to explore the board. Unlocking cards will give you options you have not yet considered.
Okay.
There is the small game, the game we play, and there is the great game, the game of life and death, the game I was once master of.
Alright, so we have a bunch of cards to add. So I'm going to start by just continuing to add the cards. That I know of tokens that I need to get. What's the ruby ring do? Don't know. And I'm assuming the same for this. So let's go ahead and put some accessories in there. Alright. Let's start.
You find yourself once again in the company of prayer and religion. How unfortunate. Now it begins. Negotiations on behalf of the Empire. We will see how that story ends.
Malachite has somehow roped you into traveling deep into the far north on a diplomatic mission. While I usually refrain from working for the Empire, since this one takes me further away from it, I've made an exception. It'll square my debt with General Brandstrom and help open many doors for you. What do you say? Well, how can we help? As you know, I have a great many skills, but my swordsmanship is unlikely to hold up against Northern Raiders. I know no one else who is more up to the task. Will you join me? There are many clans dotted around, but the supposed leader of them all is the High Priestess who lives up there. Malachite points to the top of the soaring mountain up before you. General Brandstorm instructed me not to come back until I talk to the High Priestess of the North and offer the terms of the treaty, he explains. Excellent! Bring your sword and let me do the talking, says Malachite. I've brought plenty of supplies so we can set up camp when we get hungry. Woohoo! Malachite shares a tidbit as you commence your journey. The High Priestess is quite partial to blessings. If you can prove yourself worthy, we'd have a better chance of swaying her in our favor. Access the campfire anytime between encounters. The camp can be used to consume food, to restore life, or trade equipment. Collect at least 6 blessings before meeting the High Priestess. This is the one I think I watched you do, Akka. Akka, did you ever beat the game, or did you stop playing at some point? You grit your teeth and begin the ascent. How far did you get, Akka? Let's go here first.
Not every temple has crumbled into the dust, more's the pity.
The Temple of Divine Providence provides blessings in exchange for a simple gold donation. I think. Ooh. Let's see here. Receive +2 food after every dice. Receive +15 life for every gold gain card you receive. If your max life is less than 150, you may discard food gain or equipment gain to receive +5 max life. Gain up to 20 gold at the beginning of a new map if you have less than 20 gold. Ooh, that's kind of neat. Score the exact target value in Dice Gambits to draw 5 equipment cards, then discard this card. I don't want to take long shot because I want to make sure I have 6 blessings when I get there. So I'm going to probably go with Monk's Vitality. Just because with 30 food, I don't really see much use for that. Yeah, we're going to go with Monk's Vitality. But now I need gold. The Market Bazaar is a hive of activity. Traders from across the land call out to passerby to sell their wares. As the sun beats down on the crowded street, you pause briefly to draw water from a fountain. You felt something tug... Oh. You jump to your feet and catch a glimpse of the thief as they weave through the crowd.
Now you wager for more than mere success and failure. You choose the very stakes themselves.
You both are in agreement. All right.
I love you, ladies. Haha. One of you has got to be Lady Luck right now. The thief is nimble, but you manage to gain on them as they negotiate the crowd. Oh, that is negotiate. That seems weird verbiage. With the thief almost at arm's reach, they knock over a barrel of apples and attempt to hinder you. Oh, God. So I have a 50-50 shot of succeeding here. Oh, you fucker! The apples roll across the ground in front of you, and you lose your footing and land squarely on your back. The thief gets away. That one's a bitch!
Children. It's hard to conceive that either of us were ever such.
He's just a small child! You over here? A deeper voice growls.
We have to take him to the dungeons or else he'll run straight to whatever northern clan he's spawned from and show them where our outpost is.
That is a run-on sentence if I've ever read one.
That's a shifty kid.
Oh, sorry. That's a shifty-looking kid. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him, says Malachite. You consider the boy's fate. Do I, though? Do I consider the boy's fate? At least, unsheathing your weapon, you demand they let the boy go. The Empire soldiers are moved by your threat. Watchmen, taken from the dregs of society, elevated to petty positions of power. Watchmen can block greatly, reducing incoming damage. Use bash to open them up for damage.
Once again, good intentions end up with people trying to hit me.
Ah, so many buttons to...
I hope this works.
Yep, it did. Fucking hell. Ah, fucking hell. There's too many buttons for me to press and I can't think of them all at once. As you check on the unconscious guards, you notice the boy looking at you warily, as if sizing you up. Oh, not a dice roll. Alright. Let's just see how this goes. He fiddles with a little dried plant hung around his neck nervously.
Okay, I will tell you. There was an Empire ambush on our village and I ran with Mother. We got separated.
He wipes some tears from his face angrily.
But I'm not afraid. I'm of the clan Catsfoot and we are great pathfinders. I will find my way home.
The boy tells you he knows of the area. The small northern boy refuses any and all help. You can only wish him luck as his small form disappears into the forest.
Here's a token for you, if you can earn it.
You arrive at the city market to meet with Malachite's associate. You find him sitting on a blanket by the sewer gates. You can't tell whether he's a god. Oh, I've read this one already. Let's see. So now we can actually give the gold. So,
Malachite steps forward as Merc counts the coins. Merc, old bean! The bard looks furtively around before quickly waving at his shoulder. I require help in removing a certain illness. Merc considers Malachite for a while.
That kind of coin information costs more than a few coins.
You splutter indignantly.
I require a test of skill from him.
He turns and points at you.
Pick a flower and eat it.
The greasy florist displays his meager wares. Malachite nods as if this were a fair request. Ooh. See, the odd part is I was thinking of eating the daisy. I'm kind of with Akka on this one. Eating the luminous purple flower, my goal is to get blessings. I have a feeling a forget-me-not will be... I'm thinking let's go with the luminous purple flower. The flower has a crispy, burnt texture. Oof, duh. Oh, goodness me. I need to roll all three of these. Oh, God. Oh, gosh, this is gonna suck no matter what I do.
I'm somewhat surprised you lost that one.
Really? Because rolling 15 on 3d6 is not exactly an easy fate. You feel an intense wave of heat emanate from your stomach to your neck, and you collapse to the floor. You wake to Malachite splashing you with water. Merc has left, and you see him attempting to steal a seed bun from the baker's stall. We'll come back and try it later.
Be careful where one takes refuge, even in the worst of storms.
With little warning, a snowstorm sweeps in from the north. The snow whips against you like shards of glass and obscures your vision. You struggle to find cover. I think I know which card I want. Oh, you... Alright, I'll trust you. I'm thinking card 3. I was right. The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. The wretched smell of fish, meat, and stale sweat alerts you to the presence of a bear rousing from hibernation. The ferocious beast bares its teeth and swipes at you with giant paws. Ow. You flee the cave, having barely survived the savage attack. Luckily, the blizzard has passed. Malachite forges for firewood, saying, "This log is dry enough. We can set up camp here for the night."
Campfires will always offer warmth and heat, but they also change with each challenge. Be prepared.
A figure appears out from a swirl of frost and snow. It is a northerner.
I come in peace, he says. I make the pilgrimage to the High Priestess. I mean you no harm.
Without waiting for approval, he slumps down beside you and warms his hands by the fire.
In my youth, I once fancied a
northern warrior. She almost cut off my head when I serenaded her. Malachite plucks a mournful note on his lute.
Young love, eh?
Alright, so let's cook some food. Let's get back to 60. That should be okay. Alright, I think that's all I want to do. You sleep through the long cold night. In the morning you pack your things and continue to climb up the mountain. Well, I don't think there's anything left I can do, so...
The mountain itself pushes you back.
So let's ascend, right? Because we can't go back and do any of the other stuff, so let's ascend and move on.
Witches I will tolerate. They have at least stepped into the streams of power that magicians call home.
As you ascend the snowy Mount Freitas, you happen upon a cottage with pungent smoke wafting out of the chimney. A frail old lady sweeping snow off the path beckons you to come in.
We've come in search from the great high priestess to deliver an important message.
Oh, this is Malachite.
You'd better go bearing blessings if you want to get on the high priestess' good side. I'm fixing a batch right now if you'd like a taste. If I've got it right this time, you can take it to her,
She says, stirring the cauldron. Malachite politely declines.
I've been watching what I eat, but my companion here has an insatiable appetite, he says, nudging you forward.
Thanks, Malachite. Oh, I didn't even get to see what those cards were. Number 4 is the one card I wouldn't pick. Reduce the speed of a wheel gambit. Okay. You take a sip of the aromatic potion and feel a warm, fuzzy feeling flowing through your body.
Looks like my recipe is a success. I'm sure the high priestess will appreciate this one.
You thank the old lady and continue up Mount Freitas, paying no heed to the brewing blizzard.
In the cold, men become desperate. Women hold these mountains together, even through the worst.
With little warning, a snowstorm sweeps in front of the north. The snow whips against you like shards of glass and obscures your vision. You struggle to find cover. It's kind of like, it's a little bit like when you have what's it called? Damn it. Normally you have like three cups, and underneath the cup is a ball or something. And then he mixes them all up, and then you have to pick which one has the ball. Like, it's kind of like that. I'm with Akka on this one. I'm thinking 3. Well then! The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. You are alerted to the sound of shuffling footsteps. You can barely make out the silhouettes of the menacing figures who have invaded your shelter. They're not the sort you'd want to be in such close quarters with. Trapper. On the frozen plains, the prey are few and far between. The keen eyes of a trapper see all. Trapper throw hunter traps and snare their targets. Use evade to avoid the traps or change direction rapidly to break free.
Don't let them hit me! I'm too handsome for violence.
I don't like why
sake. I'm gonna die here. I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't like
Combat solved
which buttons
so
are
little.
which.
It has ended this, however. You still have a chance to defeat this mission, even if imperfectly.
Alright, let's try this again.
If you fail to take tokens with you, you will lose the opportunity to open new cards. Even so, too many tokens can weigh you down and make your challenges harder.
Well, I wish you would have told me that before I did what I did.
These challenges I present you, each one will hone your skills and prepare you for our final conflict. This empire will fall under proper guidance once more, and soon.
Alright, so we're back to Malachite's problem. Alright. We're back to picking a flower to eat. Do we still want to go with the luminous purple flower, or are you guys thinking something different this time? I wonder if the 1, 2, 3 is the difficulty of the challenge. The flower tastes pleasantly of berries and grass. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Alright, I have to roll 7. Why the fuck do I keep rolling some goddamn shit?
A grand opportunity for you to take whatever pleases you and go about your day.
Alright, let's see if we can do this. The climb becomes unbearable. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. With the howling wind's ease, you clear the snow from the cave entrance to discover the dark clouds have passed.
Will you push on despite nature itself attempting to thwart you?
High up the mountain, you see the silhouette of a man approaching through the heavy snow. He bellows through the roaring wind. Who dares trespass in the sacred grounds of our priestess? Hidden raiders spring down the mountain with the dexterity of mountain goats. Yeah, no kidding. I cannot roll for shit.
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Eclipse! And this is...
Ah, dang it. Perhaps drinking is... Maybe that's where I've gone wrong here.
A remnant of the Templars and their religious righteousness.
Alright. Sure, give me 16 when I need 11. Thanks, appreciate that. You seek shelter against the bluff, pressing close to the rock
face as the avalanche roars overhead. When the trembling stops, you are miraculously unscathed. Your assailant's weapon juts from the snow as you near. You realize that it is still clenched in his hand, his body bared to the wrist by avalanche. I can retrieve the weapon, or I can dig him out.
Diggy, diggy, hole.
You brave the cold and free the raider from his icy grave. He takes a moment to catch his breath and say,
You saved me. Though we are enemies by blood, take my blessing, leave me to my thoughts. Nice.
You enter an arm strength. We have back to the arm wrestling competition. First round. Rolling is no match for your strength. He gives a disappointing backflip off the table.
The mountain is unforgiving. You would not be the first to die upon its peak.
Alright.
Old witches. I have a fondness for them, but I would not trust them.
Pick again. Optionally retry any chance card's gambit. Ooh, that is sexy. Alright. And again with the blizzard. Ow. Alright. I'm gonna ask for your help on this one. Oh, that's the one card. I'm thinking card 1. Damn it, Aqua was the right. I'm going with whatever Akka says on this one. Unless Midna, you want to chime in. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Oh, god damn it. Oh, we got trappers. Alright. So Akka's Lady Luck. I mean, we had a 1 in 16 chance of picking the huge failure both times.
My friend here is killed far better than you.
That actually didn't go terribly. Maybe I am getting the hang of this. As the blizzard eases, the intruders make their escape. Malachi forges the firewood, saying, "This log is dry enough. We can set up camp here." Yeah, let's set up camp. And we're gonna cook some food.
A lesson in caution awaits us all. Nature Truly wild nature
Here we go.
will not tolerate fury in its domain, unless it is its own.
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Eclipse!
Oh, little fucker. Ah, come on. I hit Y, you little asshole.
By sea and sun, fate and fane!
That beard, though. The clash of steel rings out, echoing through the peaks. The mountains answer with a low, ominous rumble as a wall of white rushes toward the melee, sweeping away everything in its path. Awesome. Let's dig him out. Add +1 to each of your dice during the dice gambit. Hell yeah! Viking combat card game. Yeah, pretty much. Hey, Dad.
I am torn between my loathing for gnomes and my despair that the world is becoming less strange and arcane as the Empire spreads.
You trespass on gnomish grounds, human!
A voice calls out as a dozen small creatures leap from the trees around you.
The penalty for this transgression is death! Make peace with your gods!
Fiercely territorial, trespass in gnomish lands and face consequences. Pesky, persistent, and impossible to hit. Gnomons con snare, evade to avoid, or struggle to break free. Gnomes can only be deterred with a finisher. Oh. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, these things suck. Oh, Jesus. Apparently, gnome punting is how you win the combat. The battered gnomes pick themselves up from the battlefield and approach you cautiously.
Alright, the penalty for this transgression is no longer death. We'd like to parley. We seek arms to defend ourselves,
The gnome declares loudly.
Hand over some of your equipment and we'll release you. We can even pay you something. I'll give you food for a helmet,
One of the small folks exclaims.
I'll share the secrets of this land for a ring.
Another chimes in. I don't have either.
Give me a weapon I can wield and one for my brother. We've got gold.
A toothless gnome calls out. The gnomes all loudly shout their own offers, trying to drown each other out. The gnomes quickly retreat into the trees, peering at you from the shadows until you leave. Oh, here we go with the market thief again. Alright, I'm gonna pour my drink to hydrate while you all vote on a card. Thank you, Dad. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the success. Ooh, Lady Midna, you had the huge success there. Oh, all right, you saw. Keep your darn stuff. The thief mutters on. So I need the huge success for that. Thank you all for the 20 gold. Owie. Alright. Can you guys come to some sort of agreement on a card? Or am I just gonna watch 3 separate votes again? That's for card 2. Because I already know who I'm going to pick for a tiebreaker. If it comes to that. Here we go. Oh, it's a bear. Ow. Yeah, let's set up camp and nom some food. Alright.
Careful how one deals with old magic.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy, that was fast. That's a good one, right? Mine was going to be 3, so that works. So let's see if we can hold on to that. Fuck. Nice. Sure, I'll make a donation. Ooh. Let's take Monk's Vitality.
Ever since I've returned to this world, I've been disappointed. The filth, the shame, the horrors dwell in the minds of men, not in the monsters in the darkness.
Westwend's only tavern, the Rusty Razor, is a safe harbor among the many dangers of the outer reaches of the Empire. Its barkeep sits outside his establishment with a look of resigned defeat.
Upon your arrival, he jolts straight up and a smile almost breaks out across his face.
At last, someone from the guild is here. These Empire soldiers have almost ruined me.
Before you can disagree, the owner swings open the saloon door and pushes you inside. Inside, you discover a handful of Empire soldiers enjoying ale rather than doing their duty. The freshly invigorated barkeep hops onto a table and shouts above the noise.
You lazy, drunken deserters are done! The Stewards Guild has sent an enforcer here, and now you all going to have to go back to your posts. This town needs defending!
One of the soldiers rises up with a slight sway.
We've got 3 days until defense, and we return to civilization. So we're not doing any fighting unless the train decides to apply the ale, right, lads?
A raucous cheer erupts and beer tankards smash together all around.
So why don't you take your silent slagging badge and set off?
The barkeep turns to you. What are you gonna do? Threaten or offer a bribe. Alright. Maybe like steel wool? I wouldn't say I'm made of steel though. You suggest with menace that the soldiers should report to duty or they'll report to the healer. Aka thinks it's 4. I think it's 3. Woo! One soldier spits at your feet, but turns and leaves. The rest file slowly out behind him. Nice pants. Ah, shit. Ow. Yeah, I was right there with you, Aka, but I felt those 3, not 4. You can always cast your vote, Midnight. I can always choose to, like, go with what you say or not. I am... Alright. Now I generally don't know where any of them are. Oh, you guys are both going with 2? Alright. We could set up camp here, but I'm gonna save my food just...
Now the confrontation. Are you ready to face the priestess of her people and drive the deal the Empire has requested? Or will you turn and flee?
He's just... Oh, we did the small child already. So now I can save the boy or I can offer to take the boy to the dungeon. I think, Now, do y'all remember if last time we saved the lost boy, do you remember if that resulted in a blessing?
just gave me info. This is my last chance to get a blessing. I need one more to get to the priestess. So then we're best off switching to the other option, right? But well, the first option is going to result us in a combat. And then the Lost Boy parted ways. But didn't we... Wait, did we do Lost Boy this run? Or was that last run we did Lost Boy? So, let's... Do you want to do Dungeon? Kind of waiting for your vote, Akka. See what you think. Yeah, it's true. Upon your greeting, the guard recognized you. Ah, hero, it's an honor. We would be grateful for your service. The outpost is that way. They point to the west, further into the forest. You lead the lost boy away from the guards. He glares at you with contempt. Well, let's let him go, right?
Dice are a constant reminder of death. The singular is die, as I'm sure you know, and they are often called bones for the material from which they were crafted. Here, however, they may also bring a touch of life.
He fills with a little dried plant. Okay, I'll tell you. There was an Empire ambush on our... we got separated. As you enter the Great Hall, the tower arch doors swing open with a heavy creak. A giantess in a velvet robe enters, accompanied by raiders. Malachite bows low to the ground. My companion and I have been sent forth to discuss a truce between the Empire and Northerners, my lady. So they send me a silver-tongued devil and his mercenary, she smirks. I hope for your sake you have a decent offering. You kneel before the High Priestess. Only 5 blessings? What a pitiful effort. With a flick of her wrists, bolts of lightning strike you. The giantess claps the sound, ringing in the silent, cold hall. Ha! This small thing survived it. Impressive. But if you wish to speak to me of a treaty, you must prove yourself against my companion. Her raiders charge toward you. Berserker champion, fierce, loyal, and relentless. Champion of the High Priestess. Berserker weapons are imbued with ice that slows their enemies' movement and attacks.
Why do we always end up enraging the locals?
I hit Y, damn it. That I did not know. Oh shit! No! Oh. Oh. Shakalaka! I hit Y, you fucker.
I did get him. Sweet.
Even though you failed to bring me your offerings, I am impressed with how you wield your sword. Now hear my terms. The High Priestess draws herself up, a towering figure draped in fur and wrath. The North will never bend to the Empire. Blood for blood for blood. Those are my terms. Small one. Let your leaders hear it and quake. With that, you make a quick descent to relay the message back to General Brandstrom.
Nice.
This game is merely the lesser game. It is not the true game of life and death, merely my model of it. I must prepare you for the challenges you will face when we meet Callus in truth.
Alright, I think we're good to go here.
In this case, the Empress is a symbol, a leader of the northern clans, but not their only one. Now we come to one of the new nuances of our game.
Uh-oh.
The hunt for fame and esteem would not work for all players, but it works for you. I can sense it in you. Your pride, your skill. In time, we will learn all of you.
Raiders have destroyed our village.
The Elder of Talos explains in a hushed voice.
It was sent by a dark shaman of the north. They were searching for this.
He draws a large warhammer from his cloak.
Harith's ire. 'Tis the only weapon that will break the seal protecting their encampment.
He hands you the weapon.
Anger is a powerful force.
The weapon is heavier than you imagine, perhaps weighed by some hidden magic, preventing you from wielding it to its potential. The Elder looks straight in your eyes as though peering into your soul.
Not all weapons are for all men. Only those who have demonstrated great acts of valor and courage may bear Haritha's ire. You do well to remember that. You must find the courage to wield this weapon and defeat the shaman before the 5th village falls. The villages need a hero. The town of Brayden is surely in danger and must be warned. Great artifacts require great heroes, he explains. Never turn down the opportunity to aid others. Seek out greatness, and you will be rewarded. A twisted creature with great power never seen on the battlefield, but I hear she commands her warriors from her camp in the forest to the east. We sent our warriors to find her, but a magical barrier prevents anyone from entering her sanctum. It is said that Riza's ire can break through such a barrier. If she were attacked at her camp, these raids could surely be stopped for good. The Elder scowls. Empire? What good is the Empire? Naught but tax collectors and stormtroopers. 6 raids here this year, and not a soldier to be seen. So much for protection. They're less reliable than the worst of the gods. Thank you. I trust that the sacrifice of Talos not go in vain. He bows his head. May the gods bring you good fortune.
Alright, well, let's see what's over here. A general store, but I have no money. I can buy a shield for 10. Should I spend all my money before we even start?
Wealth through exploration. We have many lands to discover, you and I. If you cannot make use of this, I will question your skills.
Traveling cartographer in the process of making the first full map of the Empire. Wishes you to pay you gold for information on areas that you've seen in your recent travels.
I need not know every stream or stone that lies from here to the capital. I'm sure whatever knowledge you can provide will be some worth.
Come back soon, he calls as you leave to pursue your quest. Here we go to arm wrestling. Good old Huntley Toothless. So I have to roll 6 on 2d6. Hey, we got it! Fuck you, Huntley Toothless. Huntley crumples in defeat almost instantly.
You're lucky I'm not 20 or 30 years younger, he says, grumbling.
You take your reward from the purser on the way out the tavern. Thank you, chat.
The longest night, and a symbol of the deepest matters. You would do well to attend to the things that happen here.
On the longest night of winter, the townsfolk of Steigl set up around a huge bonfire to celebrate the victory of light over darkness. The one night the Empire turns a blind eye to the outlawed use of magic. You join a group of peasants close to the fire. Taking a sip, the woman beside you offers you a goblet. You politely accept the pungent potion and take a quick swig. Warmth rushes through your body and you feel into a deep, hypnotic trance as you stare into the dancing flames. Cheers. You wake to find yourself in a stable nestled among a herd of cows. On your way out, you spot a few unconscious Empire guards huddled together outside the stable. No blessing cards found in the inventory.
These tokens represent the expansion of the game. More options, more cards, more opportunities. When the hero runs in, the villain takes their time to bait their trap. Be careful, lest they put you in your place.
You done? Okay. A rustling behind you is all the warning you get that your life is in danger. You turn as the
cords of a northern bolo wrap around your body. A party of northerners charge at you as you break free. Barely more than a wood chopper's tool.
I'm no happier to be here than you lot.
Ah. Ooh, shit. That can't be good. Got roughed up a little bit in that fight, but that's okay. With the raiders defeated, you contemplate your next move. I mean, this seems pretty straightforward, but that's kind of my question, is why would this be presented? Oh. Hey, Kiwi. It's kind of a card game. Yeah, I like Dad's description. Viking combat card game. You just put in, nice job. You rifle through the defeated Northerners' belongings and uncover a stash of gold.
Time passes and things change. The advances of the Empire march on, and mystery and magic falls further into darkness. Yet, death stalks the streets of the city.
A pall of smoke. A pall of smog casts the city in a dull gray light as you navigate the narrow streets and back alleys of Iron Peak. Beware the Prince of Poisons! Calls a young boy in a short-brimmed cap as he hands out leaflets to the passing crowd. You stop to read discard parchment sodden by the damp that clings to the cobblestones. Prince of Poison strikes again. Another mass poisoning in the back streets of Lowtown. Mayor raises reward to 500 gold. The boy approaches you as you finish reading. If you really hope to be safe, you'd best protect yourself. I have just the thing and at a bargain price. I think I can do all these things, right? Oh, you guys are split down the middle. Alright, let's start with number 1. He is the one responsible for all the killing that's been going on, the child exclaims, wide-eyed. Dozens, if not hundreds of innocent people dead, all poisoned by the prince. He strikes at random anywhere in the city and at... Oh, he strikes at random anywhere in the city and at any time. Just drops one of his canisters and half the street's dead before just anyone knows what's happening. Alright, I can't do it all.
The boy looks over to where you are pointing.
Most of them lost their parents to poison and live on the streets now.
The boy shakes his head in pity, saying,
Came from a good home, some of them. They won't last on the streets. Don't even know what street corners are best to beg at it.
can only offer one food. The children dressed in clothes once embellished with silver buttons and lace, but now torn and coated with soot, swarm around as you approach with food in hand. A dozen filthy hands tear the offered morsel to shreds as the children scramble for what little they can get. One girl approaches and offers her thanks. She stands staring at you as you turn to leave the alleyway. Suddenly, an armed man sprints into the alley, knocking several children to the ground. He pauses to swear and glances back the way he came. A silver-haired lady, clearly dressed for combat and sporting an array of weapons, stands silhouetted at the end of the alley. "Running is pointless, Mad-Eye," she says, matter-of-factly. Mad-Eye draws his weapon as the children scatter. "I'm not going back to prison!" he yells in defiance. Wow, kind of a split here. Ironically enough, the ladies both say attack Mad-Eye, and the men say join the men attacking the women. I'm gonna side with the ladies on this one. They've been right in the past. I'm gonna stick with their gut. "This one's mine," the women tells you as you draw your weapon. More armed men suddenly rush into the alleyway. "Mad-Eye!" one of them calls. "We won't let her take you!" Katura. You will find no charity here. When activated, Katura fires her back-holstered weapon and causes high damage to enemies in range. Stay close to charge her ability faster.
Nothing like the smell of gunpowder to get the blood racing.
Ah. Damn it. And you boys wanted to fight the gun cannon lady. I had a feeling she was a character that would help. The silver-haired woman immediately rushes forward to stand over Mad-Eye, declaring, "I'm taking this lowlife and getting the payment." As formidable as the woman looks, you turn to search the other fallen men before leaving the alleyway. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. You leave the troubled town of Iron Peak with the impression that you've not seen all that it has to offer. Thank you, chat. The cartographer listens intently as you relate what you can, remembering of the neighboring areas. You spend several hours in his company until he is satisfied that you have nothing else useful to add.
Let us see what the next town holds.
Following the Talos Elder's instruction, you find yourself on the road to Brayden. Dusk falls as you continue on your quest.
Do not take lightly the mantle of fame. Being a figurehead is not without consequences.
A storm brews as you arrive at Brayden and find it under attack from raiders. As the village burns, 3 brave farmers attempt to defend the last of their surviving villagers. One calls out, "Please help! We must save these... Oh. Yeah, we must stop these savages before all is lost!" You draw your weapon to rush their aid. Oh, Kiwi. Ooh, that was sexy. Ooh, yeah. Boom! Yeah, the action combat kind of spices up the cards. So the cards are like kind of neat, like story-wise, but then like transition. Like at first it seemed very jarring, but like it's not bad. Ooh, do we take Berserker's Creed or a shield? Take 50 hits in combat to unlock this shard. Oof. Oh yeah, I'll take that.
The power rage grants is often misunderstood.
Oh, I have nothing equipped. The surviving villagers rush to the farmer's aid and tend their wounds. Thank you, hero, they cry. You have saved our people, but sadly our village is no more. Please accept this small token of our gratitude. For saving all the peasants, you receive 4 fame. You can call me Ty, Kiwi. That works for me. It's not the time to celebrate. They are surely mustering to raid the town of Terran. They point further south, down the riverbank. If you are a true hero, you will surely save them. With another village lost to the Northerners, you set out for the next town without delay.
At what point does honor bend to pragmatism?
The road ahead is blocked by an overturned carriage and a woman calling for help. Cheers, Kiwi. Please help, she cries. I've been robbed by a band of thugs. Is there anything you can do? Let's assist the distressed woman. Hey, we got it! Thank you, the woman says as you help her from the carriage. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. You thank the woman and continue on your way. Chat, you're coming in
If you fall
clutch.
in the trap once, you may blame error. To fall in the same trap again smacks of foolishness.
A rustling behind you is all the warning you get that your life is in danger. You turn as the cords of a northern bolo wrap around your body. You've been ambushed.
I hope this works.
Ah, dang it. Didn't get the Y in. Oh. Didn't get my dodge in time. But apparently no one wanted to... Even while I'm bullied up, you're still afraid of me. Hi, buddy. Ooh, sexy. Bye. I missed? Are you kidding me? Ugh. Sadness. With the Raiders defeated, you contemplate your next move. Alright, chat. We saw how this went last time. Let's see if that changes your mind. Don't be bashful now. Cheers, Dead. All right. What are we thinking, chat? Doing some weightedness here on number 2. My gut's telling me 1. But I'll go with 2. Nice! We were both right. A general store. Well, I've got some good, some gold to burn. What do we have for equipment?
Valuable for purely financial reasons, if nothing else.
Is there a better there is the better shield in here.
Well, that may help you on the road ahead. Is that your choice? Really?
All right.
The Empire has busily purged so many of the fantastic creatures from these lands, and yet they leave the gnomes.
You got 80 gold, you gotta spend it. This is true. Or I could do both, I think. I'm not gonna lie, the gnome hunting is kind of enjoyable. Oh wow, that Berserker's Creed is just blowing up. Hell yes! The Toothless Gnome looks perplexed.
Mighty warrior, machine to be sure, but however will we wield it?
He turns to his brother, and together with the other gnomes, they heave the weapon into the bushes and out of sight. You gain 2 fame.
You'll notice that my carriage does not stop for every distressed traveler along the way.
Alright, let's see if we can do this. Oof. Damn.
You can always try again, if you survive, of course.
Why, thank you now. If you could be so kind as to give me all your gold. The woman draws a pair of concealed blades from her corset. Come on out, boys! Whoa! That was a plot twist I wasn't expecting. You have no time to react as the group of bandits sprout up. Damn! My guess is that I have to trade one of each equipment type to the goblins, or to the gnomes, and then that's what'll unlock the token.
You have to stop helping people. It always ends up like this.
Ah, dang it. I am too slow to react on that dodge. God. Oh wow, chat. Half of you are against me right now. Damn. Anyone want to tip that scale in one direction or another? With the thugs defeated, you search their body for valuables. That works. You find some food amongst their possessions, and you gain four fame.
Campfires offer a chance to see what your companion has to say about your current challenge. Actions, of course, have consequences. You cannot think that the steps you have taken will bring a simple peace. No.
Shield. When skies are darkened by your enemy's follies, fight in the shade of this personal wooden bulwark. Ah, dang it, I hit the wrong button. Who's left?
By sea and sun.
Malachi's just all like, yes! Suck my dick! Nice.
Now the power is yours to use.
I mean... Oh, look at that food.
It appears you are worthy to wield the weapon of champions. The raiders will hide from you no longer.
You turn Haritha's ire over in your hands. The rune on its face begins emitting a golden light. It is unclear if it now weighs less or if you have a newfound strength. But either way, you can now wield the mighty hammer. Malachite looks on in awe. Wow, that would earn a pretty penny at the markets, but first let's use it to break the barrier to the northern raiders' camp. Slay the shaman and stop the raids once and for all. Ooh, what do we want? Ooh, what's this? Okay. Oh, this is... yes.
You strike me as the type who would put themselves in harm's way for the benefit of others. Yet, perhaps you'd rather have someone else sacrifice
I felt that,
themselves
chat.
for you.
I felt that. I'm watching you guys. You hear shouting up ahead. As you make your way down the cobbled street, you see lights flickering on the road in front of you. As you approach, you see a building, flames and smoke billowing out of its upper room windows. A crowd has formed outside, passing buckets of water between one attempt to temper the blaze. As you push your way through the crowd, you see a woman frantically pleading to the villagers, "Please help! My family is in there! Anyone, please help!" I'm gonna... Alright. Alright, I have to pee real quick, so I'm gonna let you guys vote on this choice, and I'll be right back.
Ho, 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 you make a poor apprentice. Cultivate focus. Interesting. I would expected more. So we're gonna let Malachite go out and handle this himself. All right. We can't just let him die. Malachite casts a ward of protection with fear in his eyes, enters the building. wheel is one of my favorite innovations. It combines many different elements of our game into one.
Oh. Suddenly, when all seems lost, the silhouette
Move faster next time.
of Malachite appears at the front door and collapses. You think you can make out some shapes coming from the smoke. Did Malachite manage to save them all?
Excellent. A wise decision.
It is the woman's entire family, safe! The village rush in and aid the family. Thank you. You have saved my family from certain death, the woman says. I get 10 fame, even though Malachite's the one that goes and... Okay. While our possessions have been destroyed and we will never be able to repay you, know that we will speak of your deeds here today and as long as we all shall live. Alright. Well, good job, chat, for sacrificing Malachite for the greater good.
Can you claim this token?
I mean, I've been trying, but I haven't been succeeding. While strolling the docks of Iron Peak, a tattooed woman calls to you from a small fishing shop. As she shakes your hand, she introduces herself as Rana Ishmael, captain of the SS Remarkable. You look strong, of arm, and sure of aim. Have you considered a career in the fast-paced world of deep-sea harpoon fishing? What's that? It's a popular pastime among the kinds of folk who need to prove their physical prowess, she says, brandishing a rust-covered harpoon. I can get you on the water right now, or for a little extra gold, I know where I can acquire a premium harpoon. It'll help steady your aim. Behind her, the sea beckons. Rana pads off down the docks and returns hastily, the sinews of her arms bulging under the weight of the new harpoon. This will improve your aim, provided you can raise it off the deck. As the shoreline disappears, Rana drops anchor. You need me to tell you how this works, or are you ready to throw your harpoons around? She puts your arm on one shoulder and points down at the water. We call that the ocean. Goddamn philosopher you are. It's got fish in it. No shit. If you throw your harpoon down there and it hits one, I'll pull it up for you. You'll want to be careful of the reef wall. If your harpoon ends it up there, you might as well kiss it goodbye. The deeper you go, the bigger the fish. You can never be too certain what you'll catch. Finally, there's a shipwreck way down there, an old merchant vessel. See that golden glimmer? If you need a target fair and true, I'd aim for that. You raise the harpoon over your head and hurl it into the churning ocean.
The pendulum swings like a scythe, bearing hope or failure. Nicely timed.
Your harpoon descends further into the reef. The harpoon descends to the lowest reaches of the reef. The merchant's vessel's treasure glitters tantalizing on the ocean floor. Damn it. I thought that would have moved a little faster out of the way.
You have done well.
Rana hauls your catch up onto the deck. A horned glom grouper tumbles onto the bottom of the boat, gasping. As Rana clubs it over the head, she laughs. Amazing catch! You'll eat well off this one. The sun hangs low on the horizon. Rana races the anchor and says, time to return to the docks and to distribute the sea's bounty. Armed northerners await for you on the docks. A burly warrior reeking of fish and salt water points at Rana accusatorily.
There she is, the one who stole my father's whaling harpoon. Let's teach her what we do to pirates around these parts. You draw your weapon and prepare to face the attackers. Bestowed to the people of the western fishing villages by the clans of the north in a time of peace and prosperity. Ooh, that was sexy! Ah, damn it. Nice work protecting the cargo, says Raina as she rolls one of the northerners off the pier. Raina cleans your catch. That's a very successful haul. Raina gives you a casual salute, a bucket of chums dangling from her arm. If you ever want to go on the water again, you know where to find me. Alright. Well, I feel like we've done this before, but we can't do it because we are Sans Amalekite. And we're back to the market thief. Alright, we need that huge success, gang. What's your gut say? Follow your gut, folks. At least we got our money back, but
Good luck taking this token from me.
oh, see, love that synergy.
You have prepared yourself for this battle. Now you must face it, but not alone, perhaps.
It is as the Talos Elder has described. The Shaman Sanctum is protected by a magical barrier, preventing you from advancing. You raise Haretha's ire above your head and bring it down against the magical wall with all your might. The hammer finds its mark, and you immediately are engulfed in a blizzard of snow and ice. The howling winds spin you this way and that, then vanish as quickly as they had appeared. Disoriented, you look around for Amalekite, but he is nowhere to be found. You find your bearings and realize you are standing in a forest clearing covered in newly fallen snow. You step back and bump into something. Turning, you see a towering northern clansman, bald and brutal.
He has brute strength, if nothing else.
He does not flinch, nor seems even the slightest bit interested in you. He stands with weapons drawn and brow lowered. You turn to follow his gaze. Then you see her, sitting on a throne of wicker and thorns.
ornaments, small straw-plated charms and oddities hang from the trees behind her. Before her kneel countless raiders, worshipping their leader in an eerie stillness. "Defenders of village and the exiled one," the shaman says with a hiss. She steps down from her throne. "I know why you have come. Let this end." "I hope you know how to fight, hero," says the bald... damn it. You ready your weapon as the shaman and her clansmen surround you. Raid Leader Gerda. Raid leaders are the front line of the Northern Assault, centers of tactical and religious guidance. The shaman casts spells that heal her allies. Attacked her quickly to interrupt the spell.
I do not know you, yet we will fight together. Stand clear of my blades. I will stand clear of yours.
Ooh, yeah. Ah, dang it. Damn it! Bam! Dude, you just stole my kill, you asshole! The shaman's body rises as a dark spirit leaves her chest and vanishes into the air. The remaining raiders flay into the forest. As the skies clear, the sun beams down on the colossal warrior that had fought alongside you. "I am Calborn," he explains. "I was born into the northern clans, but I am clanless now. You do not know us, but we were not always like this. Perhaps one day the clans will return to the tradition they have lost." Yay, we have a new friend. "You and I have cleared a small part of the stain from my honor this day. If you call, I will answer." He reaches out a massive hand and clasps your forearm. "Let us head back and find your friend." And with that, you and Calborn make your way back through the forest in search of Malachite.
Another card returns to my deck. Do not worry, I have more challenges before you will be ready to face my foe. Well done. Another northerner falls before you, and a new companion joins your journey.
Nice. Nice.
You have done well. You understand the basic rules of the game now. From here, they will change. It is not one game now, but a score, each with its own nuance and delicate approach.
Bonus dice?
I doubt the Northerner can offer you anything. Time will tell.
I will take bonus dice, hell yeah. So many cards. Oh, that's a platinum card. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, I'm enjoying a lot the fact that y'all can participate in this way, so like that makes it a lot more fun for me as well.
These foes I place before you, these rules, I do not know truly if they will train you for the challenges that Callus will place in your way. Of course, we know how this part of the story ends. The Emperor is merely the face on the throne. Behind him, the usurper pulls the strings. The one who sits upon the throne of life and death has a great influence upon the world. Their very soul permeates the lands and fills the hearts of the people.
So just a heads up, I do work in an hour. So if I blaze through some of these things, it's just because I gotta make sure we get to the end of this quest in time. The shrill voice of the town crier rings out across the market square. The Emperor himself seeks Adventurers Guild members. Urgent expedition, vital to the safety of the Empire. You spot a crowd of travelers weighed down with weapons and tools lingering nearby. The Empire is offering a reward just to set off the expedition. Even more if we make it back. That's how desperate they are for help. Alright.
The Empire does not ask for much, but in the end, they take everything.
On arriving at the gates of the royal palace, an armed escort leads you directly to the Emperor's chambers. The Emperor remains still and silent as his chief counsel lays out the expedition. Few relics from the last age still endure in this world. We had only one in this very room until last night. She gestures to an empty pedestal. Not only must you reclaim the stolen symbol of our power, we ask that you gather its 3 sibling relics. An ornate pillar sits atop a stone pillar. In the dust you make out of the shape a jagged blade. It was a ceremonial sword. It sat for decades under our protection. We're not protecting it, you understand. We're protecting those who would try to possess it. The blade is cursed. Its venom strikes both wielder and foe in equal measure. The evidence suggests the thief. They seized on a weak spot in our guard schedule. There are many treasures in this palace. It is curious that this is all they stole. Hold, adventurer. It took skilled and dangerous thieves to steal the artifact. We need to ensure that you'll be safe out there. See our training officer on the way out.
A keen eye will notice that themes repeat themselves. Events too. The wheel ever turns.
You're greeted by Captain Estrella Fior. Thieves are a coward at heart. They will dodge your heaviest attacks, just as they dodge their civic duty. A swift blade is best to defeat them. Here, try these out. Dual-wield weapons are effective against... I thought that said fart enemies. Against fast enemies like thieves, but are weak against armored enemies like Empire.
I never understood the duel. If you're at war, use every tool at your disposal. If not, let things lie.
Your quest takes you far away from the city. Vast wildlands stretch out before you. Your companion reminds you of the Emperor's mission.
One relic was stolen by brazen thieves, another is in the clutches of a shady merchant. One is enshrined in a small village in the east, and as for the last, who knows?
Yet inattention leads to disaster. Not every inch of the wilderness is peaceful.
The wilds are sometimes treacherous and harmful. You pluck some juicy wild berries from a thorn-covered thicket. The realization that they are poisonous arrives far too late.
Fire is a symbol of so much. Purity, will, creative force, and power. A moment of inattention, and it becomes pure destruction.
Through a haze of smoke, you find the woman's youngest daughter crying under her bread. You coax her out, scoop her up, and carry her out of the blaze. A villager rushes to your aid. Thank you, brave adventurer. I can take it from here, but be warned, the building is not safe. It will soon collapse. You find the woman's son attempting to find his way out through the smoke and flames. Grabbing his hand, you lead him back through the building to safety. Damn it. The smoke is too thick and you find yourself disoriented. Eyes burning, you fumble your way back out of the building to catch your breath. Ow. With a sudden crack, the beam above you gives way, injuring you and blocking your path. You retrace your steps back out of the building. Oh, so close. You hear a shrill cry as a beam in the next room collapses. The fire claims a victim. I tried.
And here is your reward, at least in potential.
A pall of smog casts the city in a dull gray light as you navigate the narrow streets and back alleys of Iron Peak. Oh, this is the prison. Let's visit the marketplace. The Iron Marketplace is large enough to house many stalls. As you wander through, you note many are vacant. Ooh, soup and leftover fried rice. Few people seem to choose the risk of shopping in such a public place these days, and those that do never linger for long. In a quiet corner of the market, you find a desperate man attempting to sell an unusual assortment of oddities. He picks up a statue of a three-headed creature, saying, "This statue of a healing spirit from the distant kingdom of Duntia is exactly what you need to survive the next attack by the Prince of Poisons." You ask how much gold each item costs, but he seems reluctant to name a price. "Whatever you think it's worth," he says with a nervous smile. Just holding the small metal figure makes you breathe easier and fills your lungs with vigor. You turn to ask how much gold you owe. A supernatural chill travels up your arm and freezes your heart. "Sorry, stranger," the stall owner says, suddenly pack up the rest of his wares, "but I stole these from a particularly vengeful warlock, and his magic prevents me from just throwing them away. Good luck with that one." The man kicks the table over and flees down a back alley. You lose sight of him in the gloom and decide to abandon this godforsaken town. You leave the troubled town of Iron Peak with the impression that you've not seen all that it has to offer.
You are starving now. Every fresh encounter will cause you damage. Tread carefully.
On the edge of the Empire, far from the capital, sits a lonely watchtower. You approach with caution, knowing that few travelers are allowed near. "Halt!" calls a soldier as you approach the tower.
None may cross the border from the northern lands into the Empire. The soldiers are desperate for only a few coins. They will invite you to climb the tower and survey the countryside before crossing the border. Alright, I'll give them the gold. You hand over some coins and climb the tower. Look to the east and west. Neat. I'm kind of glad I did, because all those cards look like they suck.
A moment of peace on your travels. Savor it.
In the bed of the river, you find some discarded coins.
One more relic is within your grasp.
The
Who
thieves'
hired
erratic
these
movement
thieves?
crosses
That
right into your
is
path.
the true
You
question.
catch them frantically loading the relic onto a horse and cart. Just hold them off for a couple of minutes while we ready the horses. Thieves evade heavy weapons more frequently. Calborn. His family lost, his clan turned against him. He has traveled south in search of meaning. When activated, he performs a charging attack that causes stun and may knock down weakened enemies. Stay close to charge his ability faster.
I wish you an honorable death.
Did I just walk through fire? Ah, come on, I hit the butt. Ah, dang it, I hit the wrong button. Oh, that was a timed? Oh, no. The distant sound of horses alert you to the carriage, disappearing over the horizon. You'll never catch them now. I'm down to 40 health. I'm gonna die here.
Even peace hides steel within.
I need, like, something to go my way. Oh, what? I was outside of that. And that I just straight up didn't dodge. That I didn't dodge, and I got killed. God damn it. That was not a great start to that round. That just kind of went tits up pretty quick.
Now death comes to you. This story ends here.
That's okay, though. We can give that one another shot. Would you like to enable apprentice mode? This will make combat easier by increasing your damage and automatic... Don't ask again.
If you fail to take tokens with you, you will lose the opportunity to open new cards. Even
Cheers,
so, Too many tokens can weigh you down and make your challenges harder. This is the ultimate role of a leader, to be an exemplar for the world. As your heart goes, the body follows. They are as sharp as your wit, I fear.
Oh, 13 max life. That's gross. Wow, we are just off to a fucking great start, aren't we? Thank you, chat. On the longest night of winter, the townsfolk of Stegel set up around a huge bonfire. Damn. Musketeer. Deadly at a distance. Only the most skilled are recruited into musketry. Musketeers fire heavy attacks, defend with a shield, else evade for your life. Well, I don't have a shield, so...
If our time has come, so be it.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh. Come on, I hit fucking Y, you asshole. Game. Evade for your life. Ty, hit more. Yeah. That's why the Berserker's armor was perfect for me. With the battle resolved, you scavenge what you can from the remains. You gain 4 fame. Ooh. Pious robes? Don't starve. Lose 1 max life instead of starvation damage. That actually will work out a lot better.
Think about what has been lost simply to grant you comfort.
Here we go with the market thief. Alright, I need that huge success. I feel like... Oh, there's 2. God damn it. Alright. Nice. I don't have any
supplies are
food.
exhausted. Unless you find some food, you will surely perish.
I need 1 more fame, though. Alright. Because I think this is going to end up being... This could really go either way, so I'm wondering what you guys think. The question is between 3 or 4. The boy looks around to make sure nobody is watching too closely, then discreetly takes a small vial of colorless liquid from his pockets.
This tonic was brewed from the fruit of a rare plant that only grows high in the northern hills. It will boost your strength, give you the edge you need to survive the poison. I like you, stranger. I'm a fair judge of character, and you seem like a good sort. For you, this is only 5 gold.
I mean... yeah. You hand over the gold and drink the mixture. A sudden scream as you reaching for your weapon sends the crowd into a panic. A band of armed warriors advances on a silver-haired woman weighed down with an impressive array of weapons. One of the men points menacingly at the woman, declaring, "You sent my brother Mad Eye back to the break-knuckle prison, bounty hunter."
Yes, the woman states matter-of-factly, I did. Perhaps he should learn to accept rejection.
Nobody crosses my family. I'm going to ask, just to make sure you guys are all on the same page as me. And if not, I'm going to have to come over there and kick some ass. Alright. The old woman says nothing as you move to stand by her while the thugs advance. Don't mess with a boss-ass bitch. She will fuck your shit up. A lovely pair of fine blades fit for the finest gentleman. Well sharpened, well cared for, and deadly.
Nothing like the smell of gunpowder to get the blood racing.
Have you unlocked her, Akka? I suppose, have you done this quest? The silver-haired woman puts her guns away, saying, I didn't ask for your intervention. You check the fallen for anything of use as she turns to leave. Ooh, yeah. Ugh. As much as I would love that. The garrison captain rides up and addresses the woman curtly. Katura, causing trouble again? It's by doing your job that I make enemies like this, Katura responds sharply. The captain bristles at this remark, but keeps his voice under control as he retorts. We have more important work to do than chasing street thugs and petty criminals. And how goes the search for the Prince of Poisons? Katura asks. I hear another 12 died at the smelter yesterday. The captain's case fills with anger, but Katura simply turns and walks away, adding, I have work to do. You know where to find me. The garrison captain screams orders for everyone to disperse, then rides off down the street. His soldiers run to keep up with him, and you slip away before more trouble starts. You leave the troubled town of Iron Peak with the impression that you've not seen all that has yet to offer. Hey, discarded coins. I'll take that. Hey,
Starvation
fishing
has been the end
adventure.
of many adventurers.
Oh, fuck. I was a little early
Poorly
on that one.
done. You must harness your will and find the quiet stillness inside you. That will set you in good stead from here.
See if I can get it this time. Because this third one's a bitch.
Nicely timed.
Your harpoon buries itself into something solid. Rana hauls up your catch onto the deck.
Tool of life and of death.
Artifact, Dead Man's Hand. Aim a spell that deals 50 damage to the first enemy it hits, causes more damage when your life is low. Max 500 damage? Among the coins and confused sea urchins, you spy a curious gauntlet. It hums with arcane power as you slide it over your hand.
Nicely done.
The sun hangs low on the horizon. Rana raises the anchor and says, "Time to return to the dock and to distribute the sea's bounty." Armed northerners await for you at the dock. Yep, we get to do this. Shit. Ah. Ah, damn it. Damn it! I don't think he quite knew how to fall there, so he just kind of like ragdolled into that. That was great.
Here's a token for you, if you can earn it.
Fuck. I'm not gonna survive long enough for this. Damn it! That's hard encounter. Oh, well, rip me. And dead.
So hunger gnaws at us once more and leaves us
Yeah.
dead and unfulfilled. Not this time.
Alright. Well, this is where I'm going to call it for the day, so that way I can try to eat something before work here. But thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think next time what I'll do is I'll make another go at the High Priestess. And then we'll try the Emperor again and see if we can't make it, because I feel like I just need more food. Because either that or I need to get that. Oh, why didn't someone remind me I had the garb to put on? Oh well. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with Breath of Fire, and then Saturday will be 7 Days to Die. So until next time, everyone have a great rest of your day. Bye.